So what's it more, saltbush or?
No, there's not no saltbush at all. It's mostly in the Frome. The Frome Creek runs. See, Frome comes from Frome, runs through the hills, and it runs right into Lake Eyre down the neck.
Oh, yeah.
Right past the station.
I see.
Well, the saltbush is on the flats, but out on the sand hills, you see, it's windswept.
I see.
Many a time we've been out tracking cattle around Lake Eyre to keep the cattle back, and come a big red dust storm, and we wouldn't know where we was.
You sit down, would you, and just wait, or
No, we
push on?
used to try and pull the horse one way, and he'd want to go the other way, and you couldn't see your hand in front of you. In them days, there were terrible dust storms. And say, oh, well, you can go. Let the horse go, and he goes straight home to the house.
Now, what happened when you do in those days when you were sick now, or anything like an accident, or what did you do?
Oh, you only had a buggy. That's all you had.
And they wouldn't have flying doctor then, would they?
No flying
Before
doctor.
the flying doctor.
Just had to put them in a buggy and take them on to the town, 35 miles.
Is that where it was 35 miles from Maroon to the next town? What was the town?
Mari.
Mari, I see. And you said you pulled out your own teeth. How did that come about?
Oh, well, when they get loose, you know, and I'll just get out of a pair of pliers and rip them out like that.
Ooh. No dentist, or didn't you bother with a dentist?
Oh, I wasn't worried about the dentist. They said, oh, go to a dentist. I'm not going to go to a dentist.
You get a bit of an ache and pull them out.
Yeah, when they get loose and ache all night, well, the next morning they'd be gone.
Oh, crumbs. And didn't that hurt?
Oh, well, it did for a few minutes.
Oh, I can see you're a tougher breed than we were. And tell me now, when you left Marulina, yeah, what did you do then? How old would you have been then? Getting on to middle age, or still a young man then?
Oh, no, I was a fair age. And after we left Marulina, see, they took over themselves. The owner took over himself. And then he started building all those houses, see.
Oh, I see. It was only pretty small.
And he had a plane there too. Then he got a plane, you see. He still got a plane.
Yes, that's right. So I hear.
That was the government camel depot, that place.
Was it?
They used to breed camels there. And they had hundreds of camels. I think they had about 150 camels there.
Oh. Gee, and then when did you have your own camels after you left the government?
After I come back to Maori, I got rid of the donkeys, and then I had 2 or 3 old horses, and I swapped them away for quiet horses for camels, and I broke them in. I only had 2 quiet ones, and I broke in a full team. In a couple of months, I had my own team.
How long, like say when a camel was born, how long till it would pull a load, like, you know?
How old?
How old would
Oh, that'd be about 3-year-old.
3 years.
Yeah, about 3. But we used to break them in about 18 months. You know, handle them, learn them to wobble. And
would you have to breed them yourself, or would you catch wild ones?
Oh, breed them ourselves and catch wild ones and buy them off the common. See, sometimes there'd be a lot of them wouldn't pay commoners for them. They reckon that it wasn't worth it. See, they'd be in the yard, and the police would say, how much would you give us for this lot or something? And you give them a price and buy them from the Afghans, you see. They'd say, yes, we take that much money. Take them and break them in, you see.
I see.
But they'd put you straight out of the yard. As soon as you went in the yard with one to break him in, he'd put you straight out.
What that?
All with his mouth open, yeah, straight out. Just like a dog, straight out of the yard. But that didn't bluff me. I'd get in with a yard, 50-50 yard by 50 yards, and get a lasso rope, and when he comes towards me, I'll have the rope on his head.
Yes, I see. And then, yeah, I get you. And then you carted on your own account for...
Oh, for a long time, yes.
Till you came to Leigh
3
Creek,
years,
right?
yeah.
3 years, yeah.
I broke in about 4 teams of camels. I sold one to Unadata. I sold one to Bill Morn in Melbourne, North Balwyn. That was a full team. And I sold another team. And then the others, they shot them on me. The last lot they shot them on me.
What was that?
Well, there were pets, you see, on the commonage. And
where is it, Marie?
Yeah, they'd go out when I was working at Leigh Creek. I left them there on common, see, so much a year. Well, if anybody was walking across the flat, they'd run up to them, want to smooch like With me, see?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, that's always after me, and they'd run away, and as soon as they get, they'd shoot him.
Yeah. Okay. And so, you kept them even after you went to Lee Creek?
Yeah,
And you went to Lee Creek when you were about 50, did you?
that's right. They were worth about £30 a head.
Were they?
Yeah.
I see. How many was in a team?
8.
8 in a team, were they? And they'd pull one of those small...
Big wagons, yeah.
big
Pretty
wagons.
heavy wagon, 6-inch tyres.
I see. And then, was it a good living you could make in the country with them?
Oh, yes, real, you wouldn't make that much money, but you had your head above water.
I see.
You know what it
and
is?
what did you do? What was your actual sort of living with them? Did you just cart up the Birdsville Track, or did you cart around stuff for Marie, or
around
what?
the town, and do fencing.
Fencing.
You know,
Cart
put
fencing
up
material.
Yeah,
Oh, I
posts and that,
see. And where did you get your wood from and your posts?
Well, out of the hills, out of the big hills there. There's great big hills around there.
And you were saying you'd get, for firewood, how much would you get a load?
£4 a load,
How many tons?
about 6 ton.
4 pounds.
Yeah,
And how many?
lucky to get that.
And you go out and cut it yourself?
Yeah, cut it and cart it yourself. That'd be 4 days' work out of the. You'd have 1 day unloading. That's 5 days' work.
For 4 tons of wood?
That's for a blooming £8.
For 8 pounds.
Yeah.
What was the main thing that people in Marie did for a living? They would work on the railways, did
Mostly
they?
railways and yes. You see, after the Camel town all went flat, well then they were on the railway. See.
Oh, I see. Marie, that's what Marie's main thing is, like transport, the railhead. and
Yes,
that.
that's it now. Yeah.
Oh, I get you. And then when that's where you got married and had your family at Marie, I suppose.
Oh yes, yes.
Ah, well, that's beaut. And then you came down to Lee Creek, and after that the camels were finished.
The Camels, I suppose, was anywhere about 25 strings of camels, what they call a camel team. Be 60 or 50 camels in a string with the cart loading them.
And what they call a teamster? Do you call it a teamsters, were you?
Yeah, well, they call them camel trains,
Oh, I see.
you see. One hooked on behind the other.
And mostly Afghans ran the camel trains, or many?
Yeah, no, mostly Afghans.
I suppose they were used
They'd
to
have
them.
the black boys offside, they open them to load
Oh,
up.
I see.
And tell me,
But you fancy every night lifting 15 ton of loading them every morning and loading on the camel's back, one after the other, 600-700 ways each camel. And it must get tiresome. And then you let them down night time, and the next morning load them again for 6 and 8 weeks.
Yes, that's right. You needed, a couple of people to do it, would you?
Oh, you'd want 2,
Yeah.
and you've got to be strong too.
And did you have a mate with you, or did you do it on your own?
Oh, with a mate. You could
Yes,
have a
I
mate.
see. And yes, my word, it was a hard life. And there'd be mostly Afghans, and there'd be a number of them round from Marie. I
That's
suppose
right.
you never went up the Birdsville Track and that, did you?
I went up the Birdsville Track
With the camels?
No, with the donkeys.
With the donkeys, and I suppose that was a hard pull.
Yeah.
Dry?
We had some rough time up that way.
What did you do for water up
Oh,
there?
well, the rivers were running then.
Oh, you just go up in the wet season, would you?
Go down the outside of you couldn't go on the mail roads because it was all underwater. 30 mile of water there.
Golly, and that's and then when the camels went, like what did all the teamsters and that do? Just nothing, just retired or
Oh,
buy motor trucks or what?
No, they just got away from there. And some went to Alice Springs. A lot of the Afghan teamsters
they?
went to Alice Springs
Ah.
because you see they were still carting up there.
Oh, I see. So they, yes.
Yes, and see in Marie, a lot of the girls that was born in Marie were sold to the Afghans.
Really?
Oh yes, when they're this girl's age, they'd be sold.
What, white girls or Aboriginal
well,
girls?
that'd be white girls.
Maybe sort of sold as wives. Not exactly sold, but sort of.
Yes, sold, and
Yeah.
when they're about 12 or 14, they get married.
Good gracious me.
Yeah, I know 2 or 3 were sold up there. And all
That's so. Was there a great uproar about it, or didn't?
Oh, the last one put on a big turn. She went to the police. And her father told her, and she went to the police and said she wasn't going to marry any of them. So
Would too.
she went down below and she married a white man.
Did you? Yes.
when she went to the police, they soon put a stop to things.
Yes, yes, I suppose it was the sort of thing that you couldn't go on once anyone had
Complained.
complained, yes.
Yeah. But
Yes.
you see, they're used to that in their country.
Yes,
They marry at 12 and 14.
yes,
In their
I see.
country, you see.
Now, do their kids mostly taken up their kids? It's gone down from father to son, the Afghan carrying
That's
business,
right.
has it?
That's all. Well,
Very interesting.
you see, the sons, they don't do so much now. You see, on account of being on the railway, they got a kind of civilised to their work.
That's right. Sort of a civilised camel train.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I suppose if the railway colour didn't go there anymore or anything like that, Marie would be...
She'd just go flop.
I believe they're talking of taking, when they put the new line in, Oodnadatta won't be on it, they reckon.
They reckon they're going out to about 25 miles out.
And will that make Oodnadatta go flop, will it?
Well, I don't know. I reckon they might put a branch line out.
Yes.
They could, you know.
Does Oodna rely on the railway a bit?
Oh, yes, because you see all the stations out from there.
Hmm. I see. Yeah, the life on the stations, was it hard in the old days, even for the people who owned it? I mean, it was still pretty hard, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, it is, but you see, nowadays, if it rains, well, everything's easy. If there's no rain, well, the stock's dying, and they've got to either shift them or get rid of them. See? And all their breeders, they've got to get rid of those because they got no more left to... Only just a few stragglers left behind, you see, well, they got to start again.
When you married, you got married in Marie, did you?
Yeah.
And live in there. And what's Marie like to live in? What was it like in
Marie
those
was
days?
all right. I had a nice home in Marie.
Plenty of water and that in Marie, is
All
there?
boars.
All bores. I suppose the country wouldn't have been opened up if it hadn't been for the bores, would it?
No, well, Marie is Urget Springs.
How is it?
Marie is Urget Springs.
Oh, there's a spring there.
But in the wartime, they scratched off Urget, see, Urget's a
German name.
German. They scratched that off and made Marie out of it.
Oh, I see. It's an Aboriginal name, isn't
Yes,
it?
Urget Spring is still there. The spring is still there, Urget.
That's what was the first settlement there at Urget Spring.
And Freena was the government gums.
I see.
See?
And
I mean, these Afghans, did they practice their religion like were they
Mohammedans.
Islam, you know?
Mohammedans, aren't they?
Yes,
Pray every
they kiss
morning.
the ground, and you know they get down there in their robes,
Yeah.
and they kiss the ground, and
The little carpet.
yeah, that's right.
Face
That's
towards Mecca and all that
right.
sort
That's
of
right.
thing.
That's it.
Look, we noticed up the railway line up towards all the way up to Copley, hollow stone houses. Every 5 or 6 miles you'd see a stone ruins. Were they
Yes.
old railway houses?
Old railway houses.
What fettlers and that
Yes, fettlers, the navvies, you see,
used to have
living along the line. You see,
I see.
every 15 mile or sometimes every 12 mile you'd see a cottage.
Yeah. In the outback, like up in Murray and further out, what would they do for amusement up there now when they wanted to?
Well, the only amusement they'd ever get was if it was a race meeting in one of the towns.
Do they have dances up there too?
Oh, yeah. Oodnadatta. Oh, they go for a week.
What, the dances?
Yeah, they go for a week. Entertainments and everything goes for a week.
When's that?
Oh, when there's ever the race meetings there, they start on Monday and they go for the full week, and then they got to stop Sunday night. They can't go Sunday, but that's
Yeah,
only...
okay.
They got the full week of it, and they go from about 8 o'clock in the night till daylight. You don't come home before the sun rises.
They're dancing and that.
Yeah.
Do they still do the old dance? Oh, you haven't been there for a
No,
while.
but I know
suppose.
they do, because my lad that plays the piano accordion, he was up there in the railway.
Oh, was he? And that's interesting. Because and when in the outback stations, is there much sort of visiting and going around to each other's places, or I suppose they're all too far away?
Nah, they don't.
Too far away, are they?
They don't. What they only people I see is when they go into the town, see,
Yes, I see.
into their stores or something.
They
like
don't
that.
have the big woolshed dances and things up there.
No,
So
there's
they
no
just-
wool shed up that country up round Alice Way, mostly cattle stations.
Ah, I see. Yes, I suppose. Talking to Mr.
Spider Willard, the camel driver.
The camel driver, and it's
Known through the bushes, Spider Willard, the camel driver.
and it's at Flinders House, is it?
This is Flinders House,
That's
run
right.
by the CWA.
In Quorn, in South
First Street, Quorn.
That's right. I just have to get the details in, because
And this
sometimes
is
I
my
forget.
old friend, Jack Manning,
Jack
an
Manning.
old bushman.
Yeah.
Been a bushman all his life with cattle and sheep and horses. And this is Gordon Gask of later Port Augusta.
Ah, I see. You're a bit of a stranger here. You're not even a bushman. How'd you get in?
Oh, you have to be bushman to get in.
Yeah, you don't, do you?
Follow anybody, a woman, a lady.
In history books, they have what happened, but a lot of times they don't have what life was like, you know, and it's people like you who know more about it, really.
Yes, and old Archie Kite, he's an old bushman.
Yes, he knows a lot.
A caretaker down there.
Mm.
And his son Jack, he mentioned there on
Yeah.
the accordion, he can't make those piano accordions almost talk.
Can he? He's good, is he?
And yes, he's extra good. He is extra good.
I see. And where
And he
did...
walk about with them playing. I think he's out at, just a moment, Carrawaloo Station out about 40 mile out of Port Augusta.
Oh, is he?
West of Port Augusta.
Is he?
Near what they call a hill called Euro Bluff.
He
is
must
on the-
must run in the family then, because his dad said he used to play it a bit,
Yeah,
and when he was a boy. And you still play yours, do you?
yeah, a little bit.
Did you play it at the... When did you work? Have you played it for long?
I played a little bit last night when everything was quiet, not on my own.
Oh, yeah. And have you been playing it since you were a boy, have you?
Well, no, I was well grown up when I started.
And what did you play on the... You never played the concertina, did you? Always the...
No, not the concertina.
What do you call these things? Windjammers.
Windjammers, a lot of them.
Mr. Kite
This
told
is-
me that.
This is an improvement on the old original button accordion.
Is it?
This is an improvement
An
on
old gentleman I met at Port Macdonald told me that they're a bit harder to play, like they're stiffer to pump.
Different ones have got hold of this one. I said, no, can't get hold of him. It's the three lots of keys there.
Yeah. Well, look, I'll just go. Right.
That's a waltz piece.
Yes. Have many dancers round?
Oh, the dance has nearly gone out of existence here.
Did they have a lot one time?
One time here, there was a big town hall down here. This used to be, I seen one race time here, 3 halls full up. There was the Catholic hall down at the convent, and another was the town hall, and there was one down here at the Church of England. You can see them go from one dance hall to the other, one dance hall to the other all the evening.
Gee, that's so.
Yeah. Oh.
Did you used to play then,
No,
did you?
my brother-in-law, Albert Vivian, used to play a good bit, and he used to play a button accordion, and the lady used to play the piano.
Piano.
Miss Carol Chapman, Coral Chapman.
Oh, yeah.
See, there's 3 lots of keys here.
Yeah, I see.
Sometimes I get these middle ones, but these are too squeaky.
Oh, are they? Well, better get a away a bit. it? What, from the land, first set or something?
Lances are the first sets.
You don't remember the name of it, do you?
Big man.
Would you remember the name of it?
No, I can with you, my brother-in-law played.
Did you? Was he older than you?
Yes.
Mm.
That's his wife, my sister.
That is I met her.
It's a video.
Mm. The old Irish jigs.
Oh, the old Irish jigs, I can never get on the ledge.
Can't you?
The old Irish jigs. And what that bloke here called? He's pretty good on them, old. Dan Donlan, poor old fella dead there, old Dan Donlan, real old Irishman, he was good on those jigs. Hop around on your little left, on your little right foot, and you hop around on your left one too.
Oh, is it a pole? What is it? What they dance to that?
They used to dance the old,
what do they call it?
Polka? Not the polka.
no, that's not the polka. That's the polka, not the polka.
Two-step?
No, the old quick barn dances.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
This one.
inside. Here, did you? Did you grow up around in this town?
Yes,
Quorn?
lady. Well, out about 6 mile on the land.
Oh, yeah.
I was reared on the land.
And your parents had a farm, did
Ran a
they?
little block out there, and then we gradually got a little bit more and more and more. Then we went on the drought times. There was farmers and graziers and all went out on the construction of the East-West Railway, the Grand Transcontinental Railway,
Over to Perth and that.
from Port Augusta to Kalgoorlie,
I see.
and it connected up finally with Perth.
I see that this pub up here is called the Transcontinental, but it isn't
Yeah.
really on the Transcontinental line, is it?
No, that was always called the Transcontinental.
Wonder why.
Someone used to call it the old Pinkerton pub.
Pinkerton. Oh, I see.
There was a well up here they called the Pinkerton Well.
Oh, yeah.
They called it the Pinkerton pub.
And
That was called the Transcontinental.
Yeah, I wondered why. And was like when you lived on the little block of land, how little was it? What?
Well, that was about 25 acres.
Oh, wouldn't be
Then
big
we
enough to
bought-
live on, would it?
And then there was, my dad was only a working man.
Yeah.
Then we bought one each side of us, about another 25 acres on each
Oh,
side.
you couldn't live off that, could you?
No,
Just a little bit of cow or
We
something.
were cutting wood and
Yeah.
carting wood and road making.
Oh,
And,
I
stuff.
see.
And after about 2 years we were on the East-West Railway, we bought another farm joining us, about another 300 acres.
Oh, I see.
So that gave us a bit of a living for a while, but when we went out on the East-West, we worked nearly right through that, right to Old Deer on the edge of the Nullarbor Plains.
When would that have been put in?
That's 19... It's 50 years since that
Was it?
finished.
Yeah, I see. I suppose it gave a lot of work around here, did it?
Oh, yes, there was farmers, graziers, there was all sorts of men up there.
Mm.
From every denomination in the world, I think, was up there.
Yeah.
Greeks, Italians, Maltese, Australians, Pommies, Irishmen, all sorts.
Yes,
Australians,
they were.
and with all sorts up there.
Tell me.
Even
Hmm.
Ted Buick that lives around here in the front street, he was a barber,
Was it?
and he went up there to work.
Oh, so when
Mm.
times were hard, they'd go out and work on the navvying that, would you?
Yeah, navvying,
Mm.
yeah.
Because it was pretty hard work.
Some of it was, and some real easy. And my father was a what they call a tipman. They show them where the scoops, where to tip their dirt
Yeah.
when they were making the banks or taking out the cuttings. And they got from tipman then to ganger.
Oh, I see.
Well, then I went out there and I went in the clearing gang. I got into heavy scrub. And we had to clear the country, clear all the scrub off for the railway line to come through.
Oh, I
About
see.
2 chain wide.
Mm.
Well, I had 2 horses dragging off the timber where they grubbed them out. That was my job. And shifting the tanks, and waters, and all the tools and everything, that was my job.
What would you do to entertain yourself out there?
Well, then play cards or play games after tea.
Mm.
After tea.
You're out there on your own, like you didn't have your family there with you?
Oh,
Just
no. I was
in
single
camp?
man.
Yes,
Yeah.
I see.
All men.
Mm.
There'd be about 100 from the 200 men in the gang sometimes.
And did you play this out there, did you?
Pardon?
Did you used to play the squeeze box, the
No, I
wind
didn't
jammer
play
then?
then.
Oh, I
Never,
see.
never played then.
There's a friend of mine's writing a book about railway gangers
Yeah.
and the sort of, he's got a lot of poems and things they made up about their life. Did they used to do that? So they make up someone and make up a bit of a recitation
Little recitation, little riddles and
rhymes.
rhymes and
Yeah.
so forth.
You wouldn't remember any of them, I suppose.
No,
No, a long while ago, isn't it? Yes.
I can remember a funny little one. Mick Ryan, a real broad Irishman, he had the gang there, and they were doing a deep cutting. And a chap came along there one day, and his clothes were torn and tattered. And he asked Mick Ryan for a job. He said, "Any chance of a job down in there?" He said, "Well, lad," he said, "you're pretty low in plumage." He said, "I think you've got as much right to live, he said, as what we have. He said, get a right pick and shovel, he said, and go down there and scratch around there like them other fellas.
Yes, I suppose the jobs are pretty
He
hard.
was broad Irish, although he was bred and born in Queensland, you'd have thought he'd come straight out from Ireland.
I see.
Nick Ryan.
Did you know at the old did you old dances and that? Did you ever get, or around the pubs or anywhere else? Did you ever get people sort of getting up and singing the old bush songs? You know.
Oh,
and
the
that?
old bush songs, and the old Irish songs, and the old Scotch songs, and used to have competitions and and so forth.
You mean someone get up and sing a song, someone get up and sing another one?
Sing another song.
Yeah. Can you? Did you ever sing?
Beg pardon?
Were you ever a singer?
No, but I could, when I had a young and had a good voice and good breath, I could sing a bit of a song.
Did
And,
you?
I'd entertain like with them.
Yeah, I know. Take your turn.
Yeah. Well, we came in from a government boring plant, was working out from northwest of Tarcoola. That's a way out. That's 258 miles other side of Port Augusta. Well, we were out about 50 miles northwest, and we used to come into Tarcoola occasionally. There was about 11 of us out there, including the superintendent, Mr. Good. Well, we used to come into those dances sometimes if they had anything special on. When I came in that one time, and there was about 11 of us came in, and they said, we had 2 or 3 dances, and then the announcer, the MC, he got up on the stage and he said, we want about £22 and we can pay off our hall and for the rest of the piano that was wanted. So I said to our chaps, I said, look, there's 11 of us, and I think we're all single. We got no one to keep. How about us put in £2 together? We won't miss it. We'll spend it somewhere else, somewhere foolishly, otherwise. Put us in £2 together and we're going to pay it off. So they did willingly. Give £2 each, and they said, come on, you're the spruiker for the job, you better take it in and give it to the MC. So I called out to him, right, what do you know, Nugget Slade. I said, right on, Nugget, I got your £22 for you. And he got up on the stage and come up here, Willard. Come up. He said, I said, here's your £22 that you said you were short of, and then you'd have it paid right off. Well, with us boring plants, I give it to you. We're boring plants and camel drivers. We'll pay you off the £22. Oh, he got up and he said, he announced straight out, he said, any of you chaps from that government boring plants and camel drivers, whenever you come into a dance, you need never pay. You pay.
Yeah, I suppose that...
that was accepted. I paid it right off.
I suppose that, like, the money was sort of used to flow pretty freely. Thus, a lot of them would go down the pub and spend their wages, would they?
Well, at that time, lady, there was a railway township, a little town at the railway, and the hotel was there, and we was up at the old gold mining town, about a mile away, up on the hill.
It's a Tarcoola.
Yes, at Tarcoola. And we were renting a 5-roomed tin house there, and that was used to be our home when we came in. So that was all right. So we used to go down there, or sometimes we'd never go down near the pub. Never go near the pub. Get our stores, whatever we needed, and off out again. We had 2 other Dodge utilities, and then had a 4-ton AEC truck as well.
And you still had your camels at the same time, did you? Or? They used the camels even along with the cars.
Beg pardon?
They used the camels at the same time as then, did they? Or
With 2 wagons, 2 wagon teams.
would you drive out to the bores and that stuff?
To the bores, you drag your boring plants along, or you take your bore casing along. and the boat, that'd shift them. Well, a 4-ton AEC truck was to bring the casing and stuff out from England or Tarcoola.
You know, going back to the dances, and the songs, would you remember some of the songs they used to sing in those days when you were young?
Oh, yes.
The names of them, some of
Dolly
them.
Gray.
Two little girls in blue.
Two little girls. Oh, there was a lot of them old original songs, you know.
Yeah.
I hear some of them now come over the air.
Yeah.
Some of their old original songs.
Did they ever sing sort of the bushmen's ones about their life? Like, did you ever hear the Overlanders?
Overlanders.
Saw the picture.
Did you?
Seen the Overlanders.
Well, there's the trade you all know well. It's bringing cattle over. Do you know that one? I've
I
heard
had a
you all.
drover's dream the other
Oh, the
night.
drover's dream. Have you heard that when you were in the bush, have you?
No, that came in later on.
Yes.
That came in later.
I think some of them might have
That
come in later.
They came in, that was on Jack's wireless.
Was it? It's a nice wireless too,
Yeah.
isn't it? Oh, Did I?
He told of a good one,
It's
lady.
worth it.
He told of a good one called up at, I think it was Birdsville,
Yeah.
and that's just 7 miles over the border in Queensland, and that's over the South Australian border in Queensland. And the chap got full at the races, and the policeman said, "Oh, it's too far to take him down to the lock-up." He said, "I'll handcuff him to this log." He handcuffed him to a log. This is a fact. You ask on Jack the same thing. And he let him there, lay there and asleep. So after the race was all over, they forgot about him. He was still asleep. But when he woke up, the race was finished, no one there. So he sobered up, found himself strapped to this log, handcuffed to this log. He upended it, put it on his shoulder, got it on his shoulder, carried it down to the pub, threw it down in front of the pub door, and he said, "I want a schooner of beer, please."
Is that a true one, is it?
That's a true one, isn't it, Jack?
About the schooner of beer and the bloke with the log.
Beg your pardon? It happened in Birdsville.
Did it?
And he put it down in the bar and he said, "Give us a drink, Bowman, I'm perishing." Bowman was a public.
That's a real good one.
Yeah,
I've heard about some good bush yarns, but that's very good. That's a new one.
And another one at Patuta, the Diamantina flows 40 mile wide sometimes when it's in flood. Not a one continual flow of water, but a channel of it here, a channel of it there, a channel of it here, a channel there. And that water, and they were arranging a meeting to run these races. And this one certain chap got a bit full, and they said, you start to use some language, and they said, "Tut, tut, tut, tut," and he said, "You mustn't use that language when we're here at a meeting. Order, 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 please," he said. "Good heavens alive," he said, "if I was in order," he said, "I'd swim the Diamantina." There was an Alf chap used to knock around there called Alf Wilson, an American Negro. He was as black as Ace of Spades. If he coughed going down the street, he'd fill the street up with soot, I think. Well, this Diamantina, I tell you, was in flood sometimes, and it's pretty often too when the big floods come in from Queensland. And he was black as Ace of Spades, and he said, "You know," he said, "I was the first white man," he said, "to swim the Diamantina." First white man.
What's that one, Spider?
That Black Alf said he was the first white man to swim the Diamantina.
Yeah, where was that at?
Up in Queensland.
Oh, yeah. I suppose you met a lot of hard cases around the bush. Did you hard doers? Blokes who were real characters
Yeah.
in the old days? You got any yarns about any of them? Can you think of any stories about them?
There's a good one about A fella, you know, in them days they used to cut the tackle off for the blacks,
Mm.
and the cook used to hand it to them.
Mm-hmm.
True one.
Mm.
Anyhow, there were two fellows come into the camp. The boss gave them a bit of a note to give to the head stockman. He said, I'm putting these two men on. He said, I don't know what they'll be like. And their father was a Kanaka, and their mother was a full Aboriginal. They were that black that charcoal would make a white mark on them.
Mm-hmm.
And anyhow, he gave them their dinner, and he said, there's our boys over there. I don't know whether you know any of them or not. That's the black boys.
Mm-hmm.
They went the opposite way. And when they come back, one of them said, look, excuse me, old man. He said, we're not black fellas, you know. He said, well, by God, if you're not, my eyesight's slipping.
They were Kanakas.
Oh, I see. They
come
bit,
from a-
bit too up the north.
They come from some island.
Ah, yes, that's right, up the Torres Strait Islands,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think. Oh, so you were going to tell us one, weren't you?
Oh, I only heard this from Eno. It's in the back of the Austral pub here. There's a bloke came in, they used to tie their horses there and unsaddle and camp anywhere out the back.
Yes,
One of them got drunk and he went to sleep. He woke up in the morning. He said, his baby's a hell of a thing here. He says, he said, you got your head on a goat's paunch for a cushion.
Ah, dear, I suppose there was a lot of drinking done round the bush. Was there a lot of drinking in the old days?
Yeah, mostly rum.
Rum, was it? What, they didn't bother with beer much, did they?
Oh, it was up in the back country. See, it was too dear.
Oh, transport.
You would get a bottle of rum for 5 bob, and a bottle of beer would cost you 3 bob.
That's so.
Yeah.
And you get more out of the rum.
Beer wouldn't be cold, would it?
No, it wouldn't be.
In a major,
There's no draft beer in all bottles.
Oh, I see.
in a major hotel, going up the Birdsville, no, not the Birdsville Track, up the Chindilla.
Just leaky, yeah.
Trelecky,
Yeah.
way, do that. At the back of the hotel, look, there was that many beer bottles that they wouldn't pay them to take them away. They could throw them out and stick the bottles in, throw them in their feet. I guarantee it was high as you could throw them,
Yeah,
and they'd cover an acre of ground or more.
that's so.
But they came in afterwards from Broken Hill and got them.
Did they? It was worth their while,
Yeah,
was
the
it?
big semi-trailers,
Oh,
and then picked them out.
happy
Took
days.
them back here,
Yeah.
and back here.
And
Ah.
did they have anything? They still used to have bad grog, you know, cooked grog in your day, or had
Made on the premises.
they didn't? Did they?
Yeah.
All
They'd rum at Baduri with a froth on it like beer.
at Baduri.
Yeah, Baduri, that's on the Georgina River.
I got a Baduri oven at home. You know, they're a little camp oven, they
Yeah,
were.
Yeah.
A Baduri oven.
I knew them.
Yes, that's right.
The tinsmith,
Mm.
during the police station at Baduri, he made them first.
Did he?
That's what they call the Baduri oven.
Yeah,
You
they're-
can't break them, they're
That's
steel
right.
on it.
Yes, no, they're lighter. I've got an old camp oven too, but that's a bit heavy.
The camp oven is heavy, you see, on a pack,
Yes,
and
that's
it's
right.
easy broke.
Yeah. They do, they're brittle, yes. They do that. Yes, we've got one and we camp and we use it all the time. I can make a very good cake in it. I can cook, got the wood, you can do anything. You've got to take a bit of wood, you know. The Baduri are, you don't need so much wood. Beautiful. We often get a bit of lamb or mutton and roast it in it and make a cake.
What's the Baduri?
No, I haven't used the Baduri for a cake yet. But the camp, the old cast iron one, by gee, it's not bad.
I told them here once about when we were camped at a place called Brumby Creek. That's out 50 miles this side of Cooper Peedy Opal Fields. And there was we were camped right alongside the road. There was plenty of feed there, plenty of camel and plenty of water. And there was 2 big touring cars coming along. And there'd been some good rain, and the ground was wet, and the wood was wet. We got a big trench, we dug him out, about that long, and we put a damper in one, We had the big fire when it was all burnt down, scratching out to the side a bit. And then damper in one, a big brownie cake, as what it's called, in another. There we had our dinner cooked. Roast beef, onions, potatoes, carrots, whatever vegetables we had. They were in there with a little bit of fat and a couple of cups of water. And then cover them right over. You could leave them there for, well, you could go away all day long and they wouldn't burn. They wouldn't burn. And they would come away good. So one day, this particular day, we had a good fire going and a lady come over and said, can we get a boil our billy can on here and make a cup of tea? And we said, yes, certainly, lady. And Mr. and her husband, I suppose it was. There was about 6 or 7 of them in these 2 cars, all big station wagons, I think. And anyhow, they said, we're going to have some dinners. I said, well, we're going to have some dinner directly, and I think we're going to have dinner enough for the lot. So we said, I went and got the shovel and scooped this sand away. And one lady said to me, what are you doing there, mister? I said, that's where our dinner is under here, lady. And she looked at me, I think she thought I was a bit of an imbecile, I think, because my dinner was under there.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, I got off, she said, I can hear tin scraping there, and I said, yes, that's our ovens down there. When they got all the sand cleared off, got the barrel off the mulga, brushed it all off, I said, there you are, lady, there you are, there's 3 ovens there, Baduri ovens. So I went over the wagon and got the hooks and just picked them straight up, dumped them down, took the lid off. Yep, there you are. There's our dinner. My heavens. That's wonderful. Never seen that done and never heard of it done. When I said, well, put that oven back, and I lifted the brownie up, I reckon he was cooked, dumped him out and dumped him onto a cloth. Dumped him out, I said, there you are, that's our cake. And we dumped him out and we dumped the damper out.
What's the difference between damper and brownie?